What if I told you history is filled with stories so unbelievable they sound completely made up? A future Roman dictator who was kidnapped by pirates and came back to hunt them down. An army of ordinary weavers that defeated armored knights. And a war that lasted less than an hour. And somehow, every one of these stories is true. Here are 5 history facts that sound fake, but aren't. Our next story takes us to the Mediterranean Sea in the year 75 BC. Imagine boarding a small Roman ship, expecting nothing more than a routine voyage across calm blue waters. The wind fills the sails. The shoreline slowly disappears behind you. Then, on the horizon, another ship appears. It isn't carrying merchants, it's carrying pirates. Long before he became Rome's most famous general, Julius Caesar was captured by a group of Cilician pirates while traveling through the eastern Mediterranean. The pirates demanded a ransom of 20 talents of silver for his release. According to ancient historians, Caesar laughed at the amount. He insisted they should ask for 50 talents instead, claiming he was worth far more than they realized. While his companions gathered the ransom, Caesar spent nearly 40 days living among the pirates. He joked with them, joined in their games, and even read his speeches and poems aloud. When they failed to applaud, he reportedly called them uncultured barbarians. He also made an unusual promise. More than once, Caesar told the pirates that once he was free, he would return and have every one of them crucified. The pirates laughed. They believed the young Roman was joking. But after the ransom was paid and Caesar regained his freedom, he immediately raised a small fleet of ships. He tracked the pirates down, captured them, and carried out exactly what he had promised. It is one of the earliest stories that reveals the confidence and determination that would eventually help Julius Caesar rise to become one of history's most famous leaders. And it reminds us that sometimes the most unbelievable promises are the ones people should take most seriously. Our next story takes us to the town of Courtrai in what is now Belgium during the summer of 1302. Imagine standing just outside the city walls as thousands of armored knights gather across the fields. Their polished armor glitters beneath the morning sun. War horses stamp impatiently against the ground. Most people believe the battle was already decided. After all, medieval knights were considered nearly unstoppable. They were the elite warriors of Europe, protected by heavy armor and backed by generations of military tradition. Facing them was an army made up largely of ordinary townspeople. Many were weavers, craftsmen, merchants, and farmers. Few had the wealth or status of the noble knights preparing to charge. When the battle began, the French cavalry thundered forward. But the Flemish defenders had carefully chosen their ground. Marshy fields, ditches, and uneven terrain slowed the charging horses before they could build their full momentum. As the knights struggled through the difficult ground, the infantry stood their ground with long spears and sturdy polearms. One charge after another was repelled. By the end of the day, the impossible had happened. The army of ordinary citizens had defeated one of the most powerful knightly forces in Europe. The battle became known as the Battle of the Golden Spurs, named after the hundreds of golden riding spurs collected from the fallen French knights after the fighting had ended. Today, historians see the battle as an important turning point in medieval warfare. It showed that discipline, preparation, and clever tactics could sometimes overcome even the most powerful armies. And it serves as a reminder that history is often shaped not only by kings and nobles, but by ordinary people who refuse to back down. Our next story takes us to the border between Greece and Bulgaria in the autumn of 1925. Imagine standing beside a quiet military checkpoint, nestled among rolling hills. The border is calm. Soldiers on both sides go about their daily routines, watching one another from a distance. For the moment, everything is peaceful. Then, a stray dog appears. Without a care in the world, it wanders across the border. One of the Greek soldiers chases after it. Exactly what happened next remains a matter of historical debate. Some accounts say Bulgarian guards mistakenly believed the soldier was attempting to cross the frontier. Others suggest confusion and rising tensions quickly led to gunfire. Whatever the cause, the Greek soldier was killed. News of the incident spread rapidly. Believing the shooting had been an act of aggression, Greece responded by sending troops across the border into Bulgaria. For several days, the two countries exchanged gunfire as the situation threatened to grow into a much larger conflict. Fortunately, the fighting did not last long. The newly formed League of Nations stepped in and called for an immediate ceasefire. After investigating the incident, the League ordered Greece to withdraw its forces and pay compensation to Bulgaria. The brief conflict soon came to an end. Because the events began after a soldier chased a wandering dog across the frontier, the episode became known as the War of the Stray Dog. Today it stands as one of history's strangest international incidents, and it reminds us that sometimes even the smallest misunderstandings can have unexpectedly enormous consequences. Our next story takes us to the Korean Demilitarized Zone, better known as the DMZ, in the summer of 1976. Imagine standing at one of the most heavily guarded borders in the world. On one side are United Nations soldiers. On the other are North Korean guards. Between them lies a narrow strip of land where even the smallest misunderstanding can become dangerously serious. Nearby stands a large poplar tree. At first glance, it seems completely ordinary, but its thick branches have grown so wide that they block the view between two United Nations checkpoints. To solve the problem, a small work party is sent to trim the tree. Armed with ladders, ropes, and axes, the men begin cutting away the overgrown branches. Moments later, North Korean soldiers approach. They insist the tree should not be touched. An argument begins. Within minutes, the confrontation turns violent. Two United States Army officers, Captain Arthur Boniface and First Lieutenant Mark Barrett, are killed during the attack. The incident shocks the world. For several tense days, many fear the violence could grow into another war on the Korean peninsula. Instead of backing down, the United States and South Korea prepare an extraordinary response. The operation is given an unusual name, Operation Paul Bunyan. A few days later, engineers return to the same tree. This time, they are protected by hundreds of soldiers, tanks, attack helicopters, fighter aircraft, and even American B-52 bombers circling overhead. It becomes one of the largest military shows of force ever assembled for the simple task of cutting down a single tree. The chainsaws begin their work. Within minutes, the poplar tree is reduced to a stump. Remarkably, despite the enormous military buildup, not another shot is fired. The operation ends peacefully, and both sides gradually step back from the brink of a much larger conflict. Today, the poplar tree incident remains one of the Cold War's most extraordinary moments. A reminder that, in places where tensions run high, even the simple act of trimming a tree can bring the world frighteningly close to war. Our next story takes us to the island of Zanzibar, off the eastern coast of Africa, on the morning of August 27, 1896. Imagine waking to the sound of waves gently rolling onto the shore. The harbour is calm. Merchant ships rest quietly at anchor. The streets are only just beginning to fill with people starting another ordinary day. But before the morning is over, history will witness the shortest war ever recorded. Just days earlier, the Sultan of Zanzibar had died. When a new ruler named Khalid bin Bargash took control of the palace without British approval, tensions quickly rose. The British government demanded that he step down immediately. Khalid refused. Soon, British warships sailed into Zanzibar's harbour. Their cannons were aimed directly at the Sultan's palace. An ultimatum was delivered. If Khalid did not surrender by 9 a.m., military action would begin. As the final minutes passed, everyone waited. 9 o'clock arrived. The palace flag remained flying. Within moments, the British fleet opened fire. Shells struck the wooden palace, setting parts of the building ablaze. The Sultan's forces attempted to return fire, but they were hopelessly outmatched by the powerful warships anchored offshore. Just 38 minutes later, the palace had been heavily damaged. The Sultan had fled, and the fighting was over. Although the exact duration is sometimes listed as between 38 and 45 minutes, it is widely remembered as the shortest war in recorded history. Today, the Anglo-Zanzibar War remains one of history's most remarkable examples of how quickly an international conflict can begin and end. Those were 5 history facts that sound completely fake, but actually happened. If you enjoyed this video, there's plenty more unbelievable history still to uncover, so be sure to subscribe for more bizarre history every week. And tell me in the comments, which story was the hardest to believe? Until next time, remember, history is often stranger than fiction.